I'm not sitting here thinking they're going to let this thing play out into September or anything like that. And Bowman said, we're going to make it happen. I wonder if it's going to be a July 2 or July 3 before McDavid heads out of town to go back to cottage country. Do they do it then? Or is this like we hear all summer, hey, they're somewhere around 16/8. They're somewhere around 17/8. And they're just waiting, similar to Leon, for when he's closer to coming back to town and closer to training camp. And the team wanted to, that was the other thing we heard with Leon, the team wanted to focus on everything else they had going on in free agency before getting that done. When will we see it? Aaron, do you think it's a July 3 before he leaves town, they end on a high note, bang, or do you think we're waiting till September?
No, I think we're waiting till like right around training camp. I think just the way the season will end, you go off, ride off in the sunset, you do your vacation thing, and he's just going to spend that time training, letting his agent do it all. Come back around training camp time, give us something to talk about as well. But I would like that maybe in the middle of August. That would be nice. But I don't think it'll happen right away because there is realistically no rush. The only rush is the headache that's coming from the media and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think during that July timeframe, media needs to go on vacation as well, you know what I mean? And I think it'll come back right when they're hitting the ice for training camp. What about you?
I don't know. I mean, listen, like most things, I'm sure it'll depend on how the playoff run goes. If this is and listen, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. If this is you're bounced in round 2 to the Vegas Golden Knights, I think then maybe there's a little bit of a conversation or things change. If you win the Stanley Cup this year, is that thing not just signed
Signs it at the parade.
Yeah, is that not signed on the parade float as they're heading down Jasper Ave? Like maybe if they lose a heartbreaker late, does Connor sit there and go, no, I need 2 months to think about things before I talk about signing an extension? I don't know. I do think the playoff run could end up determining things a little bit more. My guess all along has kind of been it'll be $16 million even on an 8-year deal, especially when you consider like Mikko Rantanen still only got 12. So it's not like the market's been blown up by any contract since Leon has signed. So I think you're probably, if you're Connor, 8x16 gives you, because there is a number to chase. It's the deal Ovi had. So 8x16 gives you 128. I think Ovi
like
had
the largest total value.
Total value. I think Ovi had it at like 126 million or something like that. So if Connor did 8x16, 2 more than Leon, so he'd be, a pretty big gap, highest paid player in the league, and he would have the largest total dollar value contract as well. Also, an 8-year deal would take him to 36. So like similar to like the Sid thing, where then when you're 36, you get to reevaluate where the team's at, get to, if you wanted to go play somewhere else to end your career, you still could at that point. Not that I don't think Connor McDavid ever will, but I think 8x16 is going to be is going to continue to be my guess.
And once again, with the cap going up, that sounds alarming, but no, it won't be. And then the other thing is I'd give him a blank check. I don't care what it is. I'd put any number down.
The deferred money idea actually could get pretty interesting, because if there's any player who would be comfortable enough in their finances to take deferred money, it's probably Connor McDavid. The endorsement dollars, all of that shit. He's been making endorsement money since he was like 15. Come on.
I'm curious how this deferred thing, because once again, I went to TV broadcasting for a reason. I don't really totally understand it. But to me, if you're a guy like a Connor McDavid and you want to fill out the rest of your team, if that is an option, I do not understand the legality of how you can just do that. It's like an NFL contract to me when they just restructure it and you're like, oh, here's $80 million in cap space. Here you go. But I'd like to look into that some more.
Yeah, I honestly kind of would too. Like, again, Leon didn't want any part of it. Yeah. Leon took his money straight up, whatever. Rantanen was straight up as well. If you're sitting there going, I can get what is the equivalent, we'll call it, of a $19 million AAV, but I just got to wait 10 years after my career to finish getting it. And in the meantime, my actual cap hit is, again, I don't know how the money works on this, but my cap hit is $13 million. And the team has all that extra wiggle room. And as the cap continues to go up, me and Leon only make $27 million. Like, I don't know.
Connor's not strapped for cash right now.
No. What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.